Macmillan Audio presents Nookietown by V.C. Chickering. Read for you by Julia Duvall. Dedicated to A.C.O. Chapter 1. I just want to get laid, said Lucy. Her married friends hadn't heard her put it quite that way before. There are lots of single men out there, said Nancy. No, there are not, Lucy shot back. Her voice squeaked with the effort. She was so tired of hearing that phrase she wanted to put a Nerf bullet in her head. She steadied herself, then slipped into her teacher voice, frank and authoritative. There are not scads of smart, attractive, disease-free men out there. That is a myth, my friends, a myth I'm through subscribing to. There are, in fact, very few. I just want sweaty sex with a killer orgasm and oxytocin coursing through my body. I want to be out of my conscious mind and feel alive and connected to another adult. I want my neurons high-fiving each other. Then, after I get my rocks off, I want to walk away. No laundry or bitching about the gutters or would you please turn off the game and help me with what's-this? None of that. No strings attached. I just want a nice roll in the hay. About once a week would probably do it. Twice would be ideal. By someone kind and hot, and ideally funny and smart, but I'll settle for kind and smart. No, hot and funny. No, funny and fit and smart. Just not a slob, please. You sound like a hormonal teenage boy, said Nancy. Exactly, but without the acne. You could have sex with Duncan, said Gina. It would be nice to get a break once in a while. Nancy looked over at Gina incredulously. Gina was texting, totally blasé. She looked up. What? Gina said. The incessant pawing in the morning gets old. You mean at like 6 a.m.? said Nancy. Hate it. Poke, poke, said Gina. She looked over at Lucy. Can I send Duncan over to you before work? Sure, said Lucy. How's about Thursdays? Deal, said Gina. Sign Ted up, too, said Nancy. I love the guy, but it's non-stop, and by the end of the day I'm wiped. I can't take the guilt. Fine. I'll take Ted every other Wednesday night at 8:30, after Gus is in bed asleep. I'll pencil that in, said Nancy. What should I wear? Asked Lucy. Gina said, something trashy. Duncan loves all that French boudoir bullcrap but won't admit it. Do you own garters? Lucy said, no, but I bet that place in Penn Station has them. Nancy looked aghast. Okay, enough kidding around, she said in all earnestness. This is making me uncomfortable. It's fine, Nance, we're just joking, said Lucy. I'm not, said Gina matter-of-factly, looking up from her phone. When do we start? I think it's wrong to be talking so flippantly about infidelity, said Nancy. It's not infidelity if the wife's in control, said Lucy. I still don't think it's anything to joke about, with 20% of husbands cheating and 20% of wives cheating, added Gina. Nancy continued, and everyone prowling around Facebook looking up old flames, not to mention the 50% divorce rate. Actually, Gina said, they say it's higher, but the government doesn't want us to know because a healthy economy depends on people getting married. I read that somewhere, too, said Lucy. It's all wrapped up in real estate and home goods and services. Something about selling more wall paint and vacuum cleaners and keeping landscapers and furnace repair guys employed. Gina said, our whole economy is tied up in people thinking it's a good idea to get married and buy a house. The real estate industry subsists on it. You're wrong, said Nancy. Gina said, we're not saying people shouldn't fall in love and buy a house and a vacuum and have a family. We're just saying that they don't need to get married to do that. Lucy added, yeah, maybe there should be a 10-year lease renewal program instead. Every 10 years, you get to decide whether to renew each other or move on. Are you shitting me? Railed Nancy. She ripped her bread in half, then half again. Marriage is not a car lease agreement, and I don't think it's anything to joke about. It's hard enough. With that, the table fell silent. Forks were adjusted, and wine was sipped. Sitting positions shifted. Lucy reached over to touch Nancy's arm, but Nancy moved it away before she could. Gina looked at Nancy and spoke evenly, so as not to come off as patronizing. Everything okay with you and Ted? She said. Everything's fine, Nancy shot back, then stopped herself. We're in a rut, but we've had them before. We'll be fine. Lucy took notice of her change in tone. Okay, good.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?